exposed.
We used the giant plug-in
Which is what?
over here.
Oh,
We used that one because we had it set up here.
oh, when we get there.
Just a thought, maybe you should get those cans of paint away from it.
Welcome friends to another weekend project video. It is absolutely horribly cold outside. You can barely go out without freezing. But fortunately we have the torpedo heater. I apologize in advance, you're going to be listening to it throughout the build. But it is one of the things we have to do to continue bringing you content. I don't know what the other word is.
I wondered.
If today is your first time in our channel, we want to welcome you. Stick around, look at our old videos, and I'm sure you will find something that you find useful and you will enjoy. If you're coming back but you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If it is your birthday, happy birthday. Today, with Valentine's Day only 3 days away, we decided to do a Valentine theme build, but a little different than the normal, I would say. Don't you think?
A little bit.
So we hope you enjoy this build. It is a little more complex than it looks. I mean, when you see the finished product, it looks a little more easy, but it is a little more complex project, and I think in the process of building it, we definitely destroy a blade. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this Valentine's episode of the Garage Woodworker and Elpida in the Everyone Can Do It-Yourself Projects channel. So we decided that we want the length, or the height I guess, to be 2 feet. So we created a stop using just a clamp on our bench. So without difficulty we can cut all of them on the same length. But then again, we cut them one at a time to make sure that, because this is curved, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it smells so good, doesn't it?
Wait.
What?
This has a crack in it. Can we cut that end off?
So we need 2 cross pieces to complete the look, and we're going to go back to our trusted
Lathing strips.
lathes.
Lathing strips.
And we did set here a stop. So even though we need 4, right? So we do
Yeah.
need 4 cuts. I thought we needed 2, but like,
Well, it's two per side, so we need 4.
so this is our first dry fit. We have not done the cutting yet to see the shape, but this is the cross pieces, and like we usually do, we just use an existing piece of wood to determine the distance from the top and bottom. So while this is not critical, in general things that are symmetric look better.
Yeah.
So that's why we did that, but you can use so the distance itself is not really important as long as it is the same on the bottom and on the top, and both of them will look like this. They will have the same look. Anything you want to add? And for spacers, did we speak about that?
No.
So we use again scrap for spacers. It will be important for this project that the spacing is universal, not universal, consistent
Yeah.
throughout the project. And you like that, or is that too big?
Oh, I like it.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Okay, so to make sure that I'm marking the correct space, I have used my spacer here and I'm using my crossbar and I'm just drawing a quick, easy line you can see there, and I've already done it on the other end. So I know that my shape has to fit within this space.
And you need to do it on the second pair too, right?
Yes.
And the only important thing is that those two boards are the same width, or is it not important that they're the same width?
These, yeah, they're the
Yeah.
same width and the same length.
Because I think those are not the same as this. So, I mean for symmetry, for when you make the project.
They are.
So they're all for the same width, okay.
Yeah, they are.
So you might want to mark those too.
I will.
Okay.
But I'm only going to do one pair at a time. Okay, so what I did was freehand our shape onto the first pair that I had marked for spacing. And again, this is just a rough eyeball, so I tried to make it to where it's going to be roughly centered between my two marks where we measured down. And now I have marked my second set of boards so that I know approximately where it's going to need to be on center. But rather than doing another freehand shape, just so these have some level of symmetry to them, once I get this first set of boards cut out, I'll use the top one as a template, and we'll do the second set. Glue to hold our two boards together.
So we're going to cut them both at the same time.
Right. So I'm just holding them in place until that glue. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
Let's get our salsa. Okay, so we have our first set of boards cut out. We're lining it up with our second set that have been glued together, and just going to trace that shape, and then we're going to use that to cut it out. Because this does have such a deep curve, I would highly recommend you taking some cuts in, because that way as you come along this line, those pieces are going to fall away and it's going to not make your blade bind up as it would if you're just continuing along this line. Okay, so here you can see that I've made 4 deep cuts that go just about to where our line is. I'm also going to make one from my point here into here again, so that I'm just creating a smaller piece as I come around this edge so that the blade doesn't bind. Okay, so to make this a little bit more rustic, I'm going to round some of these edges here, the sharp edges. For your purposes, if you would rather have it a little more modern looking, you can keep it clean and crisp with the real sharp edges. I just want a little bit of rounding.
And we did separate the boards by now. Okay, and this is our dry fit of the project. And let me go this way because it is not as clearly visible.
Got some light.
All right. Oh yeah, some light helps. So we're overall pleased. How about if we put them together versus having a distance between them? So which one you like more? Actually, I like them touching. It's up to you.
Yeah.
What you like more? And this is the value of the dry fitting, guys, because this is your last chance to make any changes in your design.
I like it with the...
You like it with? Okay.
Yeah.
So, since we like it, we're going to go ahead and attach it and paint it, and we'll show you the finished product. Anything else you want to say?
Nope, we're good right now.
So we have both finished right next to each other, and we're now getting ready to paint them. And in keeping with the theme of Valentines, we decided to go with a kind of rich red color.
Yeah.
And again, we're using our favorite. We need to be sponsored by these people.
Yeah, maybe we should. Yeah.
We are not sponsored, by the way.
We're not sponsored by them, but you know what? I like these because they make it real easy to do a quick project. You don't have to have a ton of paint on hand. And maybe it's only enough for that one project, but it does what you want it to do. And the quality of the paint is pretty decent.
What I like is that it dries very quickly.
Well, yeah, and price point wise, it's very inexpensive. Locally here, 2 for $1 is what we're paying for these little tubes.
They're 50 cents a bottle.
Yeah, so
which is a pretty decent price.
Yeah, so all told with the wood and the paint, $3 for this whole project.
Yep, because we're cheapskates.
We are frugal. I keep saying that. You've got to get that through your head. Frugal is different than cheapskate. And I wanted a deeper red than, say, the red we use for our Christmas project, so we did go with something that's called Tuscan red.
Valentine's red.
Yeah. It's just a deeper, more rich red.
It is the red of love. Mm-hmm. Which supposedly is the same as the red of Christmas, right? Christmas is supposed to be about love.
I don't know, the red that I think of is Santa Claus. You know, bright red suit kind of thing. And maybe regionally it's different than it is here, but for us, it's always been a very bright red.
And for those of you that might be new, we are in the Midwest, so you know. And also keep in mind with prices, because I've seen some comments when we mention prices. I understand that if you're living in different parts of the country, the prices we're giving you probably do not relate at all to you.
Right.
Like if you're living in Hawaii, you know.
Right,
or California.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty significantly different.
But where we live, the cost of purchasing material is fairly reasonable. And that includes tools. I mean, you know, we have not spent, of course, if you ask Mrs. Garage Woodworker, she will disagree, but I've not spent a heck of a lot of money on tools. I will need much more money in any other part of the country, I think.
Well, comparatively, yes. You have quite a lot of tools, and we have spent quite a bit of money too.
You want to do the underside of the...
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'm just pointing things.
Pointing things?
Pointing things. Alright, we'll come back when both of them are finished to show you the finished project. And here are two finished projects.
Well, they're not finished, but they've got the first coat on there. One thing I will say is this brush will not get in between those spaces, so I'm going to have to find something else to get into spaces to get those. So you can see it's still showing some bare wood. So
you think they need the second coat?
They do, because it's just spotty right now. Now, they might dry a little nicer, but I would like a second coat.
I think they look fine.
I want a second coat.
And actually, you can see all these, and we have not used the full bottle yet.
No, we're about half it.
The other bottle is there, so
yeah.
we might have only needed one bottle for all these. And these are about 2 feet in height each, so they're not extremely small, just to get a sense of scale. And how much? What is the width?
Just under 7.5 inches wide with that space.
So these are reasonably big, and the design. What I was thinking is you could put some pictures on them and either hang them on the wall next to each other, or you can use a small dowel and have them on a table. Or if you have a big, what do you call it, mantle. Mm-hmm. So there are many different things you can do with them, and I'm not sure what we're going to do with them. We might even give them as gifts, if I'm let to do that. If I'm let.
If you're let.
My English is absolutely fantastic. I mean, you know.
Okay. So we're going to let these dry, and then we'll come back with a second coat, because I want one.
Because you want one.
I want one. And I'm painting.
Okay. So we'll see you soon, but we are just about done with this project. So we completed the second coat, and this is now our finished product. And we are very pleased with the outcome. I hope you guys like it too. Again, you can make one or two. We thought that the pair is a better option. So we built two, but you can most certainly build only one. And you can scale it up or down. You can make it smaller. Or you can even make it full shutters. I mean, you just have to decide what you want to use it for. Alright friends, thank you for joining us today. And as you can see, what time is it? It's 4:30?
Yeah.
So I'm going to edit this video and I'm going to post it today. So this is a project we actually did today on Sunday, because yesterday the day just ran away from us. And I hope you enjoyed. This is one of the two finished shutters. We didn't finish them in the back. There's no need to do that, unless you really, I don't know. I don't see a reason to finish it.
I don't.
So I hope you enjoyed this project and you will make something similar. Again, we are very, very pleased with the way it did come out. Let us know what you think of the project, and let us know if you want us to build something for you. We certainly appreciate you supporting the channel and watching us. Please share, subscribe, and comment down there, down
below,
down below, downstairs, you know.
Yeah, downstairs.
We're upstairs, downstairs. Of course, if you're in a full screen, it is not that there is no downstairs, right?
Right.
And who wouldn't like to see our projects in full screen?
Right.
High definition. Because we do shoot everything in high definition, in case you didn't know that. So everything is full high definition, all our videos are. So we appreciate your support, and we're going to see you Wednesday with some tricks and tips. Have a great weekend, and from the Grass Woodworker and
Elpida,
have a great day.